So we'll get started here in just a minute. Welcome back to the AMSR. Hey, you know what? I have a hard time saying that. Why is that? ASMR Money Mentor, where I teach you about personal finance from my experience over the past 15 to 18 years. If you're new to my channel, I got to $1 million net worth in 15 years in the year 2020. In 2024, right now, I sit at 1.5 million. I'm still working, by the way. Have I told you guys that? I don't know. We'll get to it a little bit later, but I've been with the same company since 1998. 25 years now. I celebrated last October. I was one of those people that stayed with the same company for multiple years. I was a financial train wreck in my 20s. Up until 32, I had a bankruptcy at age 29. Total financial disaster. But you know what? I made it. I'm not here to brag or anything like that. Nobody knows who I am. My name's not really Evan Thomas. But I'm here as an example to you guys that if you want to do better with money, you can. You can get to whatever number you want as long as you have an income. Most of us have an income. It's what we do with that income that is the wrong thing. Most people put money into things that don't generate income, like automobiles, clothing, vacations. You should be buying security, not material items. So continuing on with 2005. Remember, what did I find? What did I say in the last episode? Suze Orman, the Young, Fabulous, and Broke, the money book, changed my life. I used it as a way to make saving and investing fun and cool. And I've been obsessed with numbers for a very long time. I'll talk about that in more episodes, I'm sure. I want you guys to be obsessed with numbers too. With building a budget, we'll talk about building budgets. I know. Not too exciting, but you have to make it exciting. Again, I hope you had a great day. You're relaxing and just tuning in to listen to somebody ramble about their past. I'm so glad I made the decisions I made in 2005. Because if I didn't make those decisions, I wouldn't be here on our channel as your money mentor. So last time, Monday, I guess it was when I dropped this episode, well, the previous one of this 3-part series this week, I talked about 2005, finding the show, finding the book, really becoming committed to learning what I needed to know, the basics. We're going to talk about those basics. It's so simple. So simple. But I forgot to do this. Why didn't I push this up? My hat might fall off. If it gets windy in here, I doubt it. It's not going to get windy, what am I saying? Anyway. In the summer of 2005, I went on a vacation to Cape Cod to visit reason. Maybe you could use this show the way that I used the Suze Orman show back in 2005 when I found it, and I kept coming back every week to reinforce my desire to continue to do good or to do well with money. It works. It really does. And I'm going to be here rambling about money for a long time. So in 2005, I go to Cape Cod. I get to my friend's house, Tom, and I brought this book with me because I bought it at Borders, I think. Remember Borders? I think they went out of business. Maybe Barnes & Noble, I don't remember, but I took this book with me in my suitcase. I remember reading it on the airplane. In this book, I have little notes that I wrote to myself. Not many, but a few very significant notes that I like to look back on. And as I'm flipping through, I can't find one. Why is that? What's up with that? Well, if anything, it's a good trigger for you right now, huh? Now, I'm not saying go buy this book. You can buy any financial book that teaches you the basics. Okay, there you go. I wrote some things down, or scribbled, or actually underlined some things. But I take this book up to my friend's house, and I'll never forget, he made a joke because I paid $24.95 for this book. I think back in 2005, that's a lot of money. Yeah, $24.95, I think it is. Yeah, exactly. $25 for me being broke. He goes, Evan, that's a great book. Great, you'll learn about finance, but why didn't you just go to the library and not buy it? So that stuck with me. I thought that was interesting, but I remember being up there on a beautiful, sunny, hot, warm, hot day, sitting there casually reading the book, and I really looked up to Tom. You know, find yourself a mentor, whether it's me as a money mentor on a YouTube channel or somebody in your personal life that you can talk to them about money. And, you know, Tom and I weren't super close, but every time we got together, we spoke of money. I'll never forget him. And it was several years later, I went to dinner with him at an Italian restaurant. I think it was maybe 2016. It was 2016. That's when I was 40 years old. No, sorry. 2006 I was 40, so I was 50 years old. So 8 years ago. Still on my journey to get to financial independence, which I finally got to. I guess I'll call that 2020 because that's when I got to $1 million net worth. And $1 million can generate about $40,000 of income, right? I'll talk more about the 4% rule a little bit later. I know, snooze fest. Oh my gosh. Snooze fest talking about money, numbers and stuff, right? Sorry, hold on. I almost spilled this. More triggers. Yeah, in 2016, he said, you know, Evan, if you have $1 million, let's say, and you don't even look at interest, if you just have if you have $1 million, and you give yourself $40,000 per year, it'll last 25 years. That's with taking no risk whatsoever. So if your expenses are super low, like let's say they're 20,000, like mine are 20,000, I'll share with you guys what all my expenses are. It's about 20,000. My condo that you're looking at right here was paid off in 2019. More on that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. I get excited when I talk about money. But I remember Tom said it'll last 25 years, and that really resonated with me. Now, of course, you have inflation. So if your net need is below 40, then you go into that first year yourselves enough wiggle room, right? So that as prices go up higher and higher, you still gave yourself a buffer. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But Tom, even though we didn't talk about, what stocks to go into, because newsflash, saving and investing over time has nothing to do, in my opinion, with the investments that you put your money into. If you go into broad-based, low-cost index funds, you're going to be fine. Like with Vanguard, VTSAX, etc. You can talk to the folks at these discount brokerages to figure out what mutual funds to go into. With Fidelity, T. Rowe Price, Vanguard, don't stress about what you're putting your money into. Let them guide you towards low-cost mutual funds and bonds as well. Get your asset allocation correct. Don't focus on, having to take a lot of risk. Focus on what you can control. And what you can control is yourself. But back to 2005, being with Tom during that vacation, telling that little joke about the book resonated with me, and that story in 2016 that he told me, these little things that people share with you, you're going to remember those little things. And it was in that summer of 2005 that I was on that vacation for like 7 days reading this book, the money book. Really set the stage for moving forward. Now when we come back on Friday, I'm going to talk about the 3 things that taught me. So as we wind down this episode, have a great night, everybody. I'll do as many triggers as I can.